Are you ready?
I think so. Just nothing too creepy, okay?
Spirit, are you here with us?
Amy, where did you go?
Hey, hello, I'm Kråkan, also known as Chorus Cornix, so welcome to Yacc, yet another Crowcast where I pick a game I played for a week and then I talk about it. This week's game is Fear the Spotlight for the PS4 and 5. It was released in 2024 and it's a horror puzzle game developed by Cozy Game Pals and published by Blumhouse Games. And also will be spoilers up ahead, just so you know, but first a little backstory. So I watched Gab Smolders play a bit of this game and the vibe was kind of interesting. It has that Silent Hill kind of creepy vibe to it. So as you start up the game, you get a bunch of company logos and then a start screen where you can pick play game, question mark, which is Amy's story that will unlock when you beat Vivian's story. Then you have options and credits. So Vivian and Amy, these two young kids, are at the school to break into the library. So you play as Vivian, this nerdy chick, and you are there with your friend Amy, which is this cool goth emo chick. And the game looks a bit like Silent Hill 2. It has this kind of graphical interface look where the best way I can describe it, it looks like Metal Gear Solid. The polygons are kind of twitching. So Amy lockpicks a door which leads into a camera stealth section. We need to avoid the lights. So they're here at the library to break into a display case to get a spirit board. There's also a Silent Hill 2 reference in this cabinet where there's a radio that buzzes when monsters are nearby. And also apparently Vivian has asthma, so the health items in this game are inhalers. So when she gets out of breath, she needs to take an inhaler. So, and also a thing I found out was in 1991 in the lore there was a school fire and a lot of people died. So in order to get the display key, first you need to get into a room where you need a key card. It's behind a counter. And then it's time to lit the candles and start the seance. So of course things go horribly wrong and an evil bad spirit is summoned and everything goes haywire. So Amy goes missing and of course Vivian does the only sensible thing. She picks up a candle and starts to search for her in the dark. And after some exploring, I found Amy and she gets taken by this entity and you're forced to run because of a spreading fire. So the chase leads into a room where a memorial plaque of all the dead kids are, well, there are displayed photos of them and the wall cracks open so you can escape. And while you do so, all the kids' faces distort beyond recognition. It's kind of creepy. And then Vivian finds herself in a long corridor and the light goes on and off and she finds these notes from 1991. So this game more or less screams Silent Hill, everything from the interface to the notes you find on the ground. And these notes are for clues and they also tell vaguely of the story and what happened in 1991. And later up there's a golden statue which is obviously part of a puzzle. And later you come across a creature which is sort of like a jump scare. It has these glowing eyes. There's also a small creepy thing when you go to the bathroom section. There's a couple of feet sticking out from the stall and they get pulled in. So there's things you can look at and miss if you don't pay attention. So you need to find and grab a golden rose for the golden statue. And this puzzle involves finding a code to get inside a toolbox to grab a screwdriver and a plier. And you also need the screwdriver to go into a bathroom, through a vent, and into the drain where you find some coins, to a vending machine where you can get some glue to repair the pliers and grab the rose and put it into the statue. It's funny how these puzzle works. And meanwhile you try to solve this puzzle, you get chased by a pyramid lookalike which has a spotlight instead of a pyramid on his head. So I guess he's called Spotlight Head or something stupid like that, but he's not at all scary, he's just stupid. And once you solve the golden statue puzzle, you get access to a payphone which you use to call Amy and she's acting really weird. And then the school turns into something like a Silent Hill horror show. So think iron bars and debris everywhere. So as I said before, throughout the game you find these notes from students or between students, teachers and newspapers telling the story and, parts of puzzles and stuff like that. So you get told through these notes that there's like a play of the Phantom of the Opera at the school currently. And then you get access to the schoolyard and you want to progress to the next area, which is the gym area, I guess. And you are not allowed there until you clear out the smoke. So you need to solve a fuse mechanical puzzle in order to turn on the ventilation system. And this puzzle is actually kind of clever. I know nothing of electronics and fuses and stuff like that, but I figured it out somehow. And then I got a cabinet key from storage, which is part of solving the C and D fuse puzzle. So the C fuse is actually located in the urinal, so it's a bit of a Silent Hill 2 reference, but Vivian is not actually sticking her hand in it, she needs to drain it. So, and then I ran into Flashlight Head again, And that was in like the pool section where you need to open an office. So what you need to do is you need to drain the pool and get some stuff out of it. So you also need to access a PC, which is in the office, which this puzzle was really simple. There's like a display case of trophies, and you need to find out which year the female swimming team and the male swimming team, when they won simultaneously. So once you manage to drain the pool, you get another fuse, and you're hunted by Spotlight Head again. And you also find the next fuse in like a lottery kind of spinner in the main hall. And then you turn on the AC once the puzzle is solved with the fuses and stuff. And now you get access to the previous smoke-filled area, and in this area you need to put up a fire. You need to turn on the sprinklers. So this puzzle is kind of involved. You go through the different classrooms and you solve, like, you need to get some cables for a TV to a VHS. There's an overhead puzzle. You need to get a VHS tape. You need to play a piano with bloody keys in order to unlock, more of the puzzles. And you need to restore a mask of a statue in like a basement sewer section. And once you do that, it's time for the boss area. So you go into this stage area where you have to fight this flashlight head guy. So you need to lure him into the electricity, but you have to avoid the electricity as well, so you don't get electrocuted. You have to do this 3 times. You need to unscrew his face, if that makes sense. And then you save Vivian in the end, or I should say Amy. And it's the end on a kind of sweet note, because Vivian has this crush on Amy for the longest time, and it turns out that Amy just wanted to impress Vivian by doing this sort of seance kind of ritual with the spirit board. So it ends on a really nice note, and once you beat the game, you get access to Amy's story, which is the previously was the question marks in the main screen. So that's about it. That's the game. So gameplay. Vivian and Amy are at school during night to break into the library to get a spirit board in order to call on spirits when things go horribly wrong. Control, the left stick is movement, right stick is camera, circle button is crouch, X is interact, triangle is flashlight, and R2 is run. Graphics. So this game goes for the grainy PS2 look. It has twitching polygons and they're a bit morphing, kind of weird. And another funny thing is this graphic looks like the graphics in Metal Gear Solid. Also to the point where Vivian has a similar glasses to Otacon, aka Hal Emmerich. Sound and music. I couldn't find the composer of this game. It was not even in the credits or the wiki. I don't know. I've had bad luck with the previous games as well. But it's kind of an ambient thing, right? It's not really music. It's just setting the tone, if that makes sense. Easter egg secrets and glitches. So this game has a couple of Silent Hill references. So you have the radio in the display case that works like the radio in Silent Hill 2. You have some barred up holes. You have a couple of those. Like from Silent Hill The Room, and that's about it. In conclusion, I wrote, yes, try it, it's interesting. So this game captures the eerie horror feel of the PlayStation, and the game goes with it. So it's, in my opinion, this game is like a Silent Hill 2 Lite, but there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have any weapons, you don't have a map, and unlike Silent Hill, it makes sense for every door to be locked, because this is a school, and schools are locked down during the night. So that's the thing going for it, I guess. So I could definitely recommend it if you like Silent Hill 2. And yeah, it's a Silent Hill 2 Lite, but there's nothing wrong with that. So anyway, thanks for listening and or watching, and take care.